Yeah. Yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. It's gunslinging time. That's right. Because we have the legend is in the house. We got two legends, but the main legend is in the house. The queen of martial arts, Blonde Fury herself, Cynthia Rothrock. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you. It's great to be here.
Yes, yes. And of course, we have Kung Fu Santa himself, Rick Myers. Welcome back, brother.
I'm not important. I'm not important. Let's get. I don't have 3 movies coming out now.
You're very important to us.
Yes, yes, yes. But yeah, this is a huge honor to have you here. And speaking of honor, it was already awesome hanging out with you and everybody else at the Kung Fu Extravaganza panel at San Diego Comic-Con. That was awesome. Cynthia, when we teased the audience with the teaser trailer of Black Creek afterwards, because you and the crew had to go. Afterwards, people were coming up to me. They were really excited about it. They were like, "Oh, I can't wait to see the official trailer." So I was like, "Just wait. When she drops it, yeah, it's like when she drops it, it's gonna be fire, and we're gonna drop it today, baby, on the channel. We're gonna premiere it today, a little bit later, but we're gonna lead up to the awesomeness. But first, Cynthia, before we get to your movies, congratulations on getting all these awards. Yes, Bare Knuckle and Bodyguard Hall of Fame. We have the International Martial Arts Hall of Fame. How are these 2 events?
Oh, they were awesome. The Long Beach Internationals Hall of Fame, that was like really fun for me because when I was a little girl and I was competing in Pennsylvania, I've always heard about the Long Beach Internationals. That was like the tournament to go and win. And I think it was around 1980. I went to California. I went to train just for a month with Roger Tung and go to the Long Beach Internationals and go to Leo Fong's tournament, which were like the biggest tournaments around, and I won the internationals, and I was so excited because it was like such a dream for me to go there, compete, and take first place, my first time. So that was really great. And then the Bare Knuckle Bodyguard, that's such an unusual event. It's so much fun because it's not so much about martial artists that are competing or teaching. It's about, people that really have fought or are protecting people, like in these bare knuckle competitions, so it was such a great atmosphere, to be there. And I'm always so honored to get these awards when people recognize your achievements that you've done. Like, oh geez, I've been doing martial arts now for 50 years.
Man, phenomenal. And you look phenomenal too, by the way. Rick, you know what I should have did?
What?
I should have put the photo up when I actually ran into you, Cynthia. It feels like 5 billion years ago at a convention. And she looks exactly the same, by the way. And I look like Gandalf.
Yeah,
Gandalf.
Like I said, she started doing her martial arts when she was minus 20 years old.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's right. Well, again, congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. And how was the Prey of Wrath premiere?
Yeah, that was fun too. Prey of Wrath, again, is another unusual movie for me. They already shot about half of it when I met Benny, and he said, "Hey, would you like to do a cameo in my film?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe that you said yes." And I was like, "Yeah, of course I would." And I just said, "Just give me some good people to fight with." That's like a criteria for me, is that people that I fight know how to fight. And he said, "Yeah." And then when I did it, it was funny because I came in and he wanted me to be, the head inspector, and my hair was all different colors. And I said, my hair's all colors. Should we change it? Yeah. And I said, yeah. So then I said, okay. I said, well, will you pay for my hair? And like, my hair is like so expensive. He goes, oh, well, we'll just put a wig on. So they put a wig on, but in between I had blue hair. Then we didn't shoot for another year, another scene, right? Then my hair was purple, and then we shot later on. I had orange, so sometimes you could see the different colors. But that movie, I don't know. I heard it was like about a 5-year investment for him to shoot that movie. So it's great to see it's finally out there and getting released.
Copy that. And can people watch it yet on Amazon Prime, or where can they go to watch it?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think he just had the premiere. I don't think. Okay. I don't think it has any platform scheduled as of now.
Soon. Well, since we're talking Prey of Wrath, let's have some fun. Let's check out the trailer. Here we go.
thing they send after us. It wants us to suffer.
Who is she? Evil. Pure evil.
She's driven only by one thing. Killer instinct.
She's looking for them just like we are. She's dangerous.
They'll all be slaughtered like sheep.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. That looks wild. That looks right up my alley right there. Yeah. I mean, you got the bazooka. Cynthia with the bazooka. I'm sold.
I think that's the first time I ever used a bazooka.
Oh man. Well, let's have some fun. Let's take a look at it again. And if you don't mind, Cynthia, giving some BTS behind the scenes while we watch it again.
Okay, well, there I am, of course. I only shot 5 days on this film. And when I was asked to do it, I read the script, but I really didn't know what they shot. So when I went to the premiere, it's kind of the first time I saw everything that was going on. But basically, there's a lot of fighting in it. There's a lot of action in it. One thing that's good is Benny knows like Hong Kong action. So he was the director on it, and he really did a good job on choreographing the action. And one thing you don't know is when in the end, when we just started, I only have one fight scene, and that is in the end because like I only shot like 5 days and we only had 1 day for fight scene. So I was fighting the 2 guys, and it was really weird. I choreographed this one move. It's where they pick me up, and you don't see it in the trailer, but like they grab me under the ribs, and then I do this double kick. And when the guy did, he picked me up, and just the way my body was twisted, and I told him to really, really hit me hard, because the harder he gets me, the easier it is for me to do the move. And he broke a rib of mine or something.
Oh no.
I don't know if it was broken, but it was like really sore, where you can't breathe. And it probably was broken because I think it took me about 3 weeks for it to heal. So I had to continue the fight scene kind of with the
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
So, but when we do action pictures, you're always going to have injuries. You're always going to get hurt, and you just push through it and you go through and do it. Yeah. See, that's the lovely Elvira. We got and we were afraid it wasn't going to stay on. I had the hat on because it was trying to hide it, that it was.
Yeah. Hey, whatever works. Love
yeah,
it.
there you go.
Yeah. And that's Louis De Stefano there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just filmed a movie with him. I had a scene with him in The Shepherd Code 2 with Don Wilson, and Alan De La Bee. It was fun working with him. It was fun getting punched in the face by Louis there.
Yeah, he was great on the set. He did everything. He was like Benny's right-hand man. He was behind the camera. He was getting the food. He was getting the weapons. He was choreographing with some people, So he was a man of many jobs on that film.
Copy that. This is what we need to check out here. We pay to see this. Let's go 2-on-1. Love it. Gatling gun. Come on.
Yeah, that was nice. They had 2 stunt guys to fight with me, so it was pretty easy. The one that broke my rib, he was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I said, "Oh, don't worry about it." It was just like one of those weird things, your body is twisted in a weird way, and just really,
right. Yeah.
And it was my fault. I was like, "Go for it, hit me." I was telling him, harder, grab me harder, make it look real.
Oh man, but you still worked through it because you're a professional. But right here, guys. Everybody watching this video, this is all you need. Cynthia with the bazooka, let's go. That's all you need to watch the movie. Love it. Yeah. All right. Love that. Prey of Wrath, baby. Make sure you guys keep an eye out for that when that drops digitally on DVD and Blu-ray, hopefully. But now Now we're going to some Lady Scorpions action now. And Cynthia, I had a chance to watch this over the weekend, and I had so much fun. Well done, well done.
Thank you. It was, we shot it actually last year, but we were sworn to secrecy. We couldn't say we were shooting the film. We couldn't put any pictures on set, until it was released. So all of a sudden it's this, and then I have the premiere of Black Creek coming up, and everybody's like, "Wow,
Yeah.
you're busy." It's just like, yeah, no, and I've been working, but you never know when some of these movies are going to get released.
Right. Well, I'm here to tell you, everybody watching Samurai Guy, hey, this movie's legit. This movie is legit, baby. That's right. Comedy, action, martial arts. And I don't want to spoil anything because I want everybody out there watching this video to check out the movie. But it got a little dark towards the end, the third act. I was like, oh, it's getting serious. I like that. But yeah, let's have some fun. Let's check out the trailer to Lady Scorpions.
I'm ready to retire, Elena. And I hope in peace, without interruption from you.
A lifetime of drug trafficking and murder doesn't make retirement that easy.
Maybe you should consider your loved ones.
Who are you?
I'm someone your mother knows too much about. And I'm here to make sure that she stays in her lane.
You clearly don't know my mother.
Guess we'll find out.
Mom!
Take her!
What's the plan? We slip in as quiet as possible, grab her, and go.
Find them and bring them to me. Hello, ladies. She's never gonna stop.
Where's Ariel? What's next?
Yes. Yeah. Woo. Pump. Rick, are you pumped from seeing that?
I was born pumped. I got a secret for you. I'm always pumped.
That's look at that.
When it comes to Cynthia, yeah, come on.
Yeah. I had Angel Brophy on the podcast not too long ago. We had a blast talking about his filmmaking career, and he helped do the action for the movie. And his scene in the movie is hilarious, by the way, really funny.
Yeah.
But when I did the podcast with him, that was the first time I saw the trailer, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, this is amazing!" I was kind of losing it, but let's continue to lose it and have some fun. Let's look at it again, and Cynthia, again, give us some of the BTS.
Yeah.
How was it working with Caitlin?
Oh, it was great. Everybody on the cast was so good. Jeff Fahey, Caitlin, and Jose Manuel. I mean,
Yeah.
it was such a nice group, and it was really fun to work with Shannon McIntosh. She produced some of Quentin Tarantino's movies, and I felt like she was trying to give this a little bit of a style, and it was nice. It was a different role for me, to play this part. Like, I had to darken my hair, I was like, they didn't want too much makeup on. They were actually even saying, you got to take your eyelashes off. I mean, it was kind of a different role to play, when I was playing a mother that had a daughter, and that was a different relationship for me to think that, because I was telling my daughter, and she's like, oh yeah, because my daughter's young, my daughter's only 25, so it was definitely getting into a different mindset. But what I loved about this film and this character is that all her intent is getting back redemption for
Yes.
For her husband that was killed, and even if it took giving the love to her, daughter, or granddaughter, her intent was not to get them involved, not to hurt them, but just find this person because it really affected her life. So it was kind of a really pretty tough ass, there's some scenes in there, where I normally in my life, I would like want to hug my daughter and be so emotional and kiss her. But here, like I end up like slapping her, telling her, be tough. So it was a good role for me. And we shot it in Mexico. Loved working with Angelo, on the choreography. And this was a nice film because we were there like 6 weeks, and we had a week of rehearsals as well. Usually you don't, on an independent film, you don't get that luxury of going in for a week early and rehearsing. And I'll tell you, I was so impressed with the crew, with the cameraman, the director. I just loved what they did and the props that they used, I actually, when I was thinking of doing Black Creek, I brought in the hairstylist, actually Raul from there. And,
Nice.
I would have loved to brought a couple more people in as well, because I thought it was such a, one of the probably, I guess you could say bigger budgets films, that I've done in a while. And it was very wonderful experience, and Jeff is awesome. He's like he's such a good actor.
I mean, he's really great in everything. Like, he's so good, Jeff is.
Yeah,
So
and it's
good.
funny because I never thought I'd work with him, but I've seen him many times at Comic-Cons and, different events in different countries, signing autographs from, all the things he did in the past. And then I was so excited to see him in Horizons. I was like, oh, there he is,
Nice.
With Kevin Costner. I was like,
Yeah.
that was so exciting to see you. But I see, like here, I love the sets. I love the smokiness,
Yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing about it. Some of my scenes were cut. And when you see this one scene, it's like a torture scene where my husband is really getting, tortured, and I'm right there. It was so emotional for me. When I walked in the room, I felt like I was walking into a horror movie. I really did. It was so
Right.
creepy, but it ended up getting cut. And I think because it was so brutal, but, I even like now when you see this, like some of the scenes, but I love that. I loved it about it. And I was like, oh no, where's all that? Where's that scene?
Yeah.
And then like some of the scenes, because one of the fight scenes got cut, that I did. And I think it was, I know when we were doing it, Bruce was saying, we have to make the bad people look like they're the best, and we just come in and kicking. And I think I don't know why it got cut, but I wish it was, because it was the second part of the fight scene that was a little bit stronger. I thought
Right.
that they showed.
I would have, how I am. More action, more martial arts. You know me, I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, I think though,
Yeah.
like sometimes, like my inspiration for Black Creek was kind of like Yellowstone. I like the grit. I like the grittiness. I like the darkness. I like that. I love horror films. Horror films is like one of my
Yes.
genres. And the more gruesome, realistic, real down and dirty it is, and the fights are, I love that, so I was so excited for that film, because it took us a long time. We did a lot of takes, and don't want to spoil it for people that didn't see it, but it's a creepy situation. It looks creepy the way they shot it, but if more of it was in there, I would have been like, yeah, but it wasn't my
Director's cut.
you go in, you do your job, and
Yeah.
this. But it turned out like I said, it's probably one of my favorite American films to date.
Awesome. That's amazing. Yes. Hey, Lady Scorpion's director's cut. Hashtag it. Spread the word out there and see the full version. But
Yeah.
yeah, I was asking Angel when I had him on the show. Is this the first time we've had a movie where the grandmother and her daughter go rescue the granddaughter? Like, is this the first time this is, that we had this action martial arts team up? I don't think that this has ever happened before.
I'm not sure. I know, Dan Gross was the writer of this, and because, I created the Scorpion Kick, that's why he wrote it. He wrote
That's
this
right.
a long, long, long time ago. Actually, I want to say maybe 20 years ago. He brought this up, and that's why he called it Lady Scorpions, because he was like, yeah, I want you, and then they were like, doing like the cast for the other cast. And I remember, when they were looking at Caitlin, I was like, yeah, she's great. Yeah, she would be great to play my daughter. But when I look back at it, I would have liked them to have her do her hair blonde and have me have blonde hair, because I think Chet was trying to, make me look like a little older or something like that. But I love the movie. I love it. Even this actor here, everybody was so good. Everybody, brought their A game into it.
Yeah, yeah. You guys had great chemistry, and if you guys watching this video right now, if you need even more reason to watch the movie, you get to see Cynthia Rothrock break MMA legend, referee legend Herb Dean's neck. So there you go. What else do you want? I mean, this is amazing.
Right? Yeah, he came on the set for like just for this one scene, and it was like awesome. It was so great to have him there.
Yeah, I mean, I was busting up. I was just like, she just broke Herb Dean's neck. This is amazing. But yeah, fights are great. Jose, who I've also had on the channel, man, did he play a great villain or what? I just wanted to strangle his character.
Yeah, he was so good. I have to tell you a funny story, and I loved it. And after he did this, I said, I have to get him in Black Creek too. He literally, it was the ending scene, and it was such a hard scene to shoot because Bruce wanted to shoot everybody who, like, there was like maybe 6 different sections all in one take, going from one person to another, all in one long take. So everybody had to know their lines and be on cue. And the gun gets kicked over to him, and he picks it up and he's fumbling with it, right? And he can't get it, and he's got the little girl in his hand, and the things he was saying and staying in character, it was hysterical, and we're all just standing there not to laugh, right? He's scaring the heck out of the little girl. He's like, yeah, here, point this at your mother, shoot your mother. And Bruce didn't stop it because it was phenomenal. Of course, we couldn't use it, but I'm telling you, I said, if you have a blooper reel, you have to use this because he stayed in character. He had lived it so gosh darn funny, but mean. You know what I mean? And that's not what he's like, but he played the ultimate bad guy in this for sure.
Oh yeah, and because he's a sweetheart. He's a sweetheart in real life, but he did so good. But great fight here with Caitlin and Bing. I mean, it's so good. So good. And poor Mikey.
Oh my gosh, what we did to him in this scene. Oh man. I tell you, I would have gave him such an extra big bonus bump for that because we literally put a bunch of orange like dye in his eyes, and he was like screaming, right? And Bruce was holding it for a long time, and there's a scene we just beat the heck out of him, and slap him in the face. He's like, hit me really hard. And when I did, there was like silence in the room. Everybody went, and then after it was like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I did, I don't know, maybe you didn't think I was going to hit that hard, but I went, but it was that, that's one of my favorite scenes too. It's phenomenal, just, how revenge to the guy that kidnapped,
that's right. Girl. Yeah, you gotta give guys like this the business. You guys gave him the business.
Absolutely, he was there to do it, and then like Caitlin hits him, breaks his jaw, and then one of my favorite scenes.
So good. So you guys make sure you check out Lady Scorpions. I'll put a link in the description box below. Everybody watching, so you can check it out right now, baby. That's right. Really quick before we get to the big one. A question for you, Cynthia. Tiger Style Media, what's their end goal? Are they trying to, hey, let's homage the 80s and the 90s. Let's remind people why that era of martial arts and action is, to a lot of people, still the best. I'm sure Rick is not going to disagree with that era.
Well, I think they had 5 movies to shoot. You know, they were all going to like bring them out all at the same time, and all action, action slated. I haven't seen the other ones yet, but I know they have the 2. They had 4 movies, right? Was it 4 or 5?
I think it might be 5, but Kung Fu Games with Mark Strange, who I've had on the channel, that looks great. That's coming up soon. I think that's the next one.
I think that airs today. They had two that was already shot. Then we did this one. Then they were shooting the other one. I knew, like right after that, they did the second one back to back.
So is that their goal, to kind of keep doing movies like this and represent the genre?
It might have been like I'm not sure if it was a one-time thing, but I know they had to deal with Paramount, and Paramount said, give us like so many action pictures, and it's great, because nobody's done that, like shot so many like that, and bringing them all out and using, old styled action, which is good,
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what they bring us next. But now, no more lollygagging. Now, let's get ready for the official trailer of Black Creek. Let's do this. It is time to go back in time to when the Rick, you're making me laugh. It's time to go back in time to when the West was what?
Where's my brother? I want to talk to him now.
That's gonna be hard to do.
Why?
'Cause he's dead.
Sign, and you live.
I'll see you in hell.
Whoa!
Yeah, yeah. Hey, ho, what? That trailer scratched the action Western itch, baby. Oh yeah.
I have to tell you a funny story because we were asked to do a trailer like quickly to show someone, and we didn't have the film edited yet. We only had it not even maybe a little bit more than a quarter. It wasn't even halfway edited yet, right? So we put those scenes together. That's what was shot during, I'll say, our first week, because that whole film was shot in 2 weeks, which is incredible. It's insane what we pulled off in 2 weeks, and that doesn't even show the best action scenes, the best part. It's what we had, and then we said, well, we like it. It's really good. And then I always want to do something different. That's why I want to do a Western, and I want to have all action stars and do mostly all action where everybody knows how to fight, not so much that. But, I forgot what I was going to say. I got so excited about it. Yeah, that's what it is that, most films put their best stuff in the trailer. And I guarantee you the best stuff is yet to come when people see the movie. And that's what I'm excited about. Because I said to my partner, Robert, I said, well, maybe we should have put this in and this in and this in, because we don't even have the key parts of the fights in there. But, people love that now. I'm like, okay, that's just a good sign for me that, there's going to be so much different action and more action and better action coming in, that it's going to be a really nice surprise for people.
Wow. Well, I'm already really sold from what we just seen, and you mean to tell me there's more action and better action that's hidden? I'm glad you guys didn't show and spoil the good parts. I'm so tired of that with trailers nowadays. They always spoiling stuff.
I know, and that's like crazy, and just like one little thing. I mean, there's like, I can't give it out now, but there's key elements to this that wasn't in the trailer that would would make people go, wow, wow, you know. And we actually just took that little scene with Richard just because we're like, oh, we didn't even get to edit that scene at that time. Let's just edit it really fast. And my partner put together that trailer with one of our partners is James Marlowe, who has been a big part of bringing this little movie, which was, you know, the thing about this, it's fan-based, crowdfunded. You know, this is everybody's movie. It's not just mine. The fans raised the money for this. And like I said, you know, 2-week shoot. So what I'm hoping that when this movie comes out, that, you know, someone says, wow, she did this in 2 weeks with this tiny, tiny budget. Right. And we're getting compared to, like, if you look at some of the reviews, right, from our trailer saying, wow, we love seeing this fighting. It's better than Marvel. And I'm going, oh, my God, our little tiny, tiny, tiny film. You can't even compare it to $1 million film. You know, we didn't have that budget. And it was just the love and the support of people that came in. And I mean, like, our team is phenomenal. I am totally going to use my same team for Black Creek too.
Yes. All right.
To have at least 20 days to shoot.
Yes.
I know I could make it bigger and better, but yeah, like, we were right down to the wire, like, trying to get all the scenes in, because once you see this movie, you're going to go, it's like an hour and 52 minutes. You're going to go, how did they do this in 2 weeks? And I look at it and I go, I even say, like, how did we do this in 2 weeks, you know? But it was just, I think, you know, all I could say, it's magic and it's a blessing that this came out. And it's my first film, you know, and I love doing that now because I like to be in control. You know, I like to say what scenes I want in, what I don't, you know. Like, Robert and I looked at this, and with our editor, we painstakingly went over every little frame. Like, if it was someone, it's the most important thing, you know, that I can guarantee in this, there's no misses at all in the action.
Yes.
That's one of the things, Rick, you know, we see a lot of action pictures and we're like, oh, that didn't work. That foot was in the wrong position. Oh, that's not really a deadly fighting move. You know what I mean? And like I said, I went for grit. I went for darkness. I went for shock in this movie. So I tried to make everybody look really strong, really fast. And we have a lot of our backers in this film, and you wouldn't even know it. They did such a phenomenal job.
So good. So good. I've already got a unique movie experience vibe going on. You know, when I watch this trailer, I'm like, this is unique.
Yeah.
You know, need a lot of movies like this now. That's what makes this special. All the action martial arts in the Western genre.
And here's the funny thing. Robert and I did all the costuming. We did all the costuming, and we painstakingly went through everything. Like, you can't have rubber on your boots. You can't have a lot of boots have the little insignias. You can't have that. You can't have buttons. You can't have zippers. This is not right. This has to be, we were like, Robert was out there like dirtying up things, bleaching things, putting teas on it, and some people said, well, we'll get our own costume. We're like, great, that will save us some money. But we would make them put a picture of it and say, no, you can't have this. You can't have this. I mean, we did so much for this, and it was not an easy shoot. If you look at this scene right here, it was freezing. It was freezing at that night, and we don't have heavy clothes on. I mean, like, it unbelievable. And these poor guys that stood around the corral, like when we were fighting for like hours, like just standing there freezing. And so bad. Like one scene, like I was on the ground, like waiting for the take, and my body's like shaking, and I can't stop it because it was so cold. And your muscles like freeze. 4 o'clock in the morning, and it's like 30 degrees. It was like it's tough.
Man.
And most of our shoots were nights, right? Because it's easier to shoot in the day because you don't have to bring in all the lights. You could just shoot, right? But I wanted that look. I wanted that gritty look. I wanted the lamp. I wanted the smoke. I wanted, the colors of what, we shot. That our DP like did a phenomenal job on that. Like just, it made it harder because like it was like, okay, yeah, it's $2,500 just to bring in the crane to light up the town, you know. And we're like, yeah, no, we have to do it. We have to do this because that's the look I wanted. And you know, like I said, for 2 weeks of shooting this, it came beyond my expectations, and it just makes me excited to, you know, get ready when this is done to do Black Creek 2 and have at least a 20-day shoot.
Yes. But like you said earlier, I mean, how important it is to have good production value and the costuming. And I'm so glad that you you know, did your own costuming and because detail is important. Because I've seen some small budget westerns and it kind of looked like they just went to Kmart and they just grabbed something and that was it.
And then one of the things that we saw too is like, you know, we started watching a lot of Westerns, a lot of people's Westerns just to see what everybody did. And we're noticing modern day tire cars, like on there. And we had it a little bit in ours and we're like, oh, no, we got to CGI that out. Get it? We can't do that. So we really, really tried to be authentic as we could because it takes place in the late, you know, 1800s, you know. So so it was fun. It was fast. It was furious. It was an experience for me because, you know, normally when I do movies, I just go in my trailer and I just study my script. But this time I had to be on set all the time, making sure, you know, everything was going smooth, you know, helping with the actors, taking care of any issues. So I literally was the first one there, last one out, like all the time, you know. I don't think I spent like 5 minutes in my trailer.
Man, look at the shot. We got to get the shot here. Beautiful shot. But look at the bumps. Look at these guys. Man, this is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Look
And
at
my stunt team is incredible. I brought in the insanely talented Mike Mulder from Germany, and also Noel Gaylord to come in from the Swiss team, and their stunt people. And they were, you know, for what we had to work with, you know, it's like, say like, I want Mike to fight me, and you know, he's such a phenomenal fighter. And he's like, no, I don't want to fight. I'm just going to do, you know, the action and the direction and the choreography. And when we showed him the trailer, he's like, oh, I should have fought in it. You know, I think he was thinking it wasn't going to turn out so as well as it did, you know. And he's like, I'm fighting in the next one. I said, absolutely.
Oh man, well, shout out to the stunt team and especially Mike. I mean, look at this. This is phenomenal work. Oh, look at this. Look at the jump kick. Oh, I love it. Through the window. Let's go.
And like when we got there, they didn't have the glass for the window, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, you have to have it. I mean, so many funny things happen, like, you know, and so we're like, okay, well, we'll CGI that in. But in the opening scene, we were writing the script, I wanted to fight with a pitchfork, right? So that was the biggest thing, is I want to fight with a pitchfork. And we talked to the props guy and they said, oh yeah, we could do it, right? So we get to the set and it's like, there's no pitchfork. And we're like, what? So we go, we gotta, you know, take that out. Mike is like, no, we got to take it out because it's too dangerous, because this is a really heavy, sharp pitchfork. And I said, oh no, we're not taking that out of the scene. I said, I'll work with the real one. I said, I promise I will be careful. I won't hit anybody. But Mike didn't want to do it. He wanted to cut it because we didn't have a prop, you know. But that thing, was really heavy and really, really sharp.
Wow. So good. And Richard Norton, he's always amazing. Huge fan of him, and I had a blast having him on the podcast a while back. But he's great.
Great job. He does a great job as the villain. And Keith Cook is phenomenal in it. I can't say enough about Keith. Keith was such a player because it was a hard shoot. You know, we had we were going to have to cut his scene if he couldn't come to stay for the shoot 2 days later, because we shot 2 weeks and we had Sunday off, right? And I said, we can't get your scene till Monday, you know. And he's like, oh, well, I said, we can cut it or you can stay. And I said, I'll change your ticket. You know, we have money for your hotel and this and that. And he's like, well, can you pay me? And I said, I can. I said, but I understand if you don't want to do it. He goes, no, I'm doing it. And he just gave his all, like, for the movie. And like, what a trooper, and when you see his performance, right, uh, it was more of an acting performance, for this character that he was coming into.
All right.
We put some fight scenes in, but in Black Creek 2, we'll have him do a lot more fight scenes. But he is so phenomenal in this part. Like, you wouldn't even recognize him, like the way his voice is and his look and everything. And that goes for everybody. I just thought, everybody. We have Forbes Riley, who is the queen of fitness, being the madam in here, and she did a great job. And it's just like I said, all I can explain to it's magic, magic.
That's right. And speaking of magic, we had to throw that scorpion kick in there now.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right. Had
Yeah.
to do that one.
Yeah,
But yeah.
wait till you see. There's something very, very interesting that follows that. Very
Ooh.
interesting.
All right. And you got the Sandman here, Patrick Kilpatrick, who I've had on the channel before.
Yeah. He's so awesome. I've always admired him as an actor, and I was like, yeah, I want him to play my brother. And he read the script, right? And he goes, oh, I love it. I want to do it, but you've got to put another scene in it. And we're like, oh, that's another day. That's this and that. And we said, okay. So we ended up actually, you'll see there's a flashback scene that like works really well to actually show you, solidify the togetherness that Rose Jennings, who's me, and her brother had. So we put that in. That was his idea, saying, no, I'll do it, but you have to give me another day. We're like,
nice,
okay,
nice.
yeah. And it's like I said, everything for the whatever the problem was, we solved it, and it worked out for the betterment of it.
Copy that. Yeah, when I was filming Shepherd Code 2 with Don, look at this guy right here. Look at this guy. We had a blast chatting and eating lunch together. He was talking about his role in the movie. He's excited.
Yeah, well, when we were writing the script, we really didn't know who the cast was going to be, but I always knew I wanted to have my action friends in it, right? And, Don has used me in a couple movies, so I said, absolutely, he's on the top of my list, because I always like to pay it forward, right?
Yeah.
And he wrote that part in there for him, and then all the other parts were just written, and then we kind of said, okay, who would play this? Who would be good in this part, like that. But Don pulls it off as a renegade mentor, I guess you would say.
Nice. Is this Keith fighting Don right here?
Yep, that is Keith Cook.
Oh shit! All right. Yeah. He's a legend. So good.
Yeah.
They're all legends.
I know. Speaking of legends, got Benny there, and another Keith.
Yeah, Keith Vitale, right? Both of them done movies, but I don't think a lot of people realize that they're both fighting competitors that used to compete back in the day, and this is an iconic fight to see these two guys after how many years is that? It was before my time, before I was competing, that they come back together and fight. And
Amazing.
they did such a phenomenal job, and the thing that's so exciting is that a lot of these actors, like we did movies 40 years ago, right? And still up there kicking and doing it and staying in shape. And I gotta say, nobody got hurt on the film. Everybody, everybody did well. And this is like a really, really, really nice scene to see these two guys fight. And like I said, all the fight scenes, when you see it, I tried to make them as brutal as I can, because that's what I like. And there's a couple factors in here that, because like I said, Yellowstone was my inspiration. And this was like on the tiny, tiny scale of trying to pull off that shock factor from like Yellowstone.
Yeah, and even Suge Knight is throwing down in here, man. You got Suge Knight.
Yeah.
Shout out to Marcus, man.
Yeah, Marcus does a phenomenal job too. So, I mean, when we look back at this, everybody we feel was cast perfect. That this is how it should have, how it ended up being is how it should have been.
Copy that. Marcus can move for a guy his size. I saw videos on his Instagram, and he's legit. He's really good. Yeah.
He is. It's just it was just good. Working with everybody, it was just a tough, great experience.
Oh, phenomenal stuff. Yes, yes. Black Creek. Cynthia, any word yet on when it's going to be coming out for everyone to see?
We still have 2 more weeks to finish completely, lock it down.
Okay.
It's going through its final colorization. Everything is great, and like I love our sound guy. Our sound guy is so amazing, and our colorist. And I thought that when we saw it, we were like, "Oh yeah, the color looks good, but maybe it needs a little bit here, a little bit here," you know. And then he was showing us all these different things, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I think it could get better. The color, like." I've learned so much, like being a producer on this movie, how important your sound and color is. And now I could look at movies and go, oh, they don't have sound, they don't have sound, they don't have color correction, they don't do it, you know. And it's an added expense. But we went above that to get these guys, like Scott Jennings. He's done like so many 600 movies, like big movies, and he loves this film, and he says, I want to be on for the second one. And he's doing things like with the sound that we never even imagined. He goes, and I'm going above and beyond because I want to do this, you know. And I got to tell you about our sound. I mean, I know I sound so excited because I just love everybody involved in this project. But our sound guys, we have Mark Shear, who brought in Jim Peterick. Jim Peterick co-wrote Eye of the Tiger. He writes our ending song, and he wants to take it and hopefully get it Grammy nominated because he thinks it's one of his best songs. And I actually saw an interview with him, and they were like, "So Jim, you know, I hear you're writing, you know, music for movies now." He goes, "Yeah, I did, you know, the thing for Rocky and Cynthia Rothrock's Black Creek." And I was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like just to be in that. And Benji Gaither did our other music, and he just wrote a song for George Strait that's #1 on the country western chart. So I mean, it like I said, it's just like blessing. That's all I can say. It's you know a blessing, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. I really, really can, especially you, Rick, because I know like what a critic you are on action and martial art movies, you know. And I'm thinking, you know, it's funny because when people see this, they're comparing it to like big budget movies, you know, and I'm like, oh my gosh, do you realize that, you know, we did this on such a shoestring budget, you know? But I think when you look at a 2-week shoot, such a small budget that, you know, can you imagine if I had $1 million and had like a 20-day shoot, what I could have pulled off, you know?
Yeah. Well, I'm already excited for the sequel. I hadn't even seen this yet, and I'm already excited for the sequel.
Well, we had a couple weeks that we had a little bit of a setback. We were trying to get our master copy, which we didn't have, and we started writing this part 2 of it. So we have that. It's basically just in its beginning stages, because when Black Creek started, it was like the beginning stage to the ending stage of the script was so different, you know. So we got to go through like you know, a lot of different stages. But once we complete this, and we have our premiere, you know, then we'll start working on the second one.
Yeah, copy that. Well, we're all excited. Us in the Movie Dojo Army over here, we support you, Cynthia. Before we wrap it up, Rick, final thoughts.
Well, I'm just thrilled because I was there in New Jersey with you many, many years ago when you first were trying to make a movie, and I was seeing if there was anything we could do to help, and that didn't come to be. But I knew eventually, because you just kept going and going and going and going, the unsinkable Cynthia Rothrock, the indomitable Cynthia Rothrock. And then when I heard when you were doing this and saw it going one by one, and now here we come here, I am just so happy that your dream came true, and it's continuing to come true. Yeah. So yes, I too, I just want more and more thrills for you. Because remember, we met at the first screening of China O'Brien all those years ago at the LA Film Market, and here we are now, still with your third appearance at the Comic-Con Kung Fu Extravaganza, and hopefully again next year when you can show clips from this and talk about #2.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
Amazing stuff. Cynthia, hey, we're pretty much guaranteed that you knocked it out of the park. You and your team have given us something special and unique. I can't wait to watch it. And it's not just, your experience, it's the backers' experience too, because all the backers that help fund the movie, they're going to be seeing their hard work put on the screen as well. It's a combination of love and hard work. So everyone's going to be cheering and going crazy when this comes out.
But the great thing is that she doesn't have to knock it out of the park. She built the park.
That's right. That's right. Yes. Well, I'm excited to see it. I think I said that about 5 billion times during this video. But before we wrap it up today, Cynthia, anything you'd like to say to your fans?
Oh, I just want to thank everybody for, all the love and all the support, throughout the years, and just especially to all the Black Creek family. We have a Black Creek page where everybody is kind of involved in it, or we send it. And I just want to say thank you, because if it was not for them, I would not be doing this movie. And I'm so excited, for it to come out and for everybody to get all their incentives that they want. And it's just nice, when from being a backer from a little part to a big part of the film, it doesn't matter. You helped support this, you believed in me, and it's your project too. So I think it's just so special. It doesn't usually happen like this. So definitely special.
Well said. Well, Cynthia, you're special. And it was a huge honor having you here on the channel today, hanging out with the Samurai Guy. Everybody watching this video right now, y'all know what you need to do. Keep an eye out for Prey of Wrath, baby. That's right. Watch them lady scorpions kicking ass and taking names right now on Amazon Prime. And stay tuned for the premiere of Black Creek. Hey, if you enjoyed yourself today, everybody watching, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Old Samurai Guy, and continue to follow Cynthia's filmmaking career. That's right. I put links in the description box below so you can follow her and follow Rick as well. And Cynthia, it was an honor again to have you here. And it's your second home now. That's it. It's your second home. Come on back. Yeah, come on back in the future. Sure. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. See you guys on the next one. Take care. Black Creek, baby. Let's go.